Hi there, welcome back to the channel. This video is continuation of the learnings I'm doing for Terraform, and today we are going to see how to use Terraform and store the Terraform state in a remote location. So far what we have done in the Terraform related different videos and different configurations is when we run the Terraform plan and Terraform apply, it is storing the state related information locally on my computer, and this causes a problem when we are working in a team. Now imagine that two different team members, they are working on same set of resources and they go and change the values of some of the configuration. It could lead to a unwanted situation where the state is in a state or the state is in a place where it is not wanted or it is not desired. The way Terraform manages state is when we make changes, when we plan and when we apply, it creates a log file and it logs the changes for that particular resource. But it is better to store the Terraform state in a central location which can be accessed by all the team members. And today we are going to see how to use the Azure storage account that we created in one of the earlier videos to store the state of the resources that we have created or that we are creating in Terraform, and we can share that state across multiple team members. So let's get started. Before I start, I would like to request you to subscribe to the channel because most of the people who are seeing these videos, they have not yet subscribed, and it helps me and it keeps me motivated when people give a like or they subscribe to the channel. It helps to give a bit more traction on the channels and the analytics of the way YouTube manages this, and it's a way for me to know that people are using these videos or they're finding it useful. So let's get started, and let me head over to the Visual Studio Code where we are going to look at what is required for a backend to be configured or the storage account to be configured as a backend for Terraform. I'm not going to showcase the things or the settings around the resource group and the variables. I've covered these in the earlier videos, so if you don't know how these works, I recommend that you have a look at those videos which are published on this channel. So specifically for this particular video, we are going to use the backend.tf file, and this is where we configure the Azure RM backend related configuration. The resource group name is the resource group where our storage account is created, and this is the name of the storage account that we created in the previous video. It is named as the tf state storage account 06, and the container where the file will be residing, the state file, is inside the container named as tf state container 06, and the actual file would be having a key which is named as terraform.tf state. So when we create a state, when we apply the Terraform command and we want to create a resource group in this example, it would have that state stored in this particular location with this particular key. Now let's go and quickly apply this. But before we go and do that, in our provider configuration, there is a thing we need to specify, which is the key. So I've put that in the commands or the environment variable. This is the access key which is used to access the storage account. The storage account we created in the last video has a private access, which means that it cannot be publicly accessed without having the access to the storage account key. And instead of exposing that as an environment variable, or instead of storing that in a public location like on this Git repository, I'm creating this as an environment variable, and Terraform would be able to pick that information when we apply those commands. So to help us with getting access to that storage account key, we can run this command here to store the value in a variable named as ARM access key. It will pull the storage account key from the TF backend resource group for the account named as the tf state storage account 06. With that, I can run the echo command here and say that I want to see the ARM underscore access key value, and we can see the value of the access key here. This should have been redacted, but for some reason it is not. I have this particular feature enabled for my terminal, which is the warp terminal. which has the capability of redacting the secrets and the sensitive information, but for some reason it is not able to redact that information. In this case, maybe it's not matching the pattern. I've done a video in the past on that particular topic as well, and you can have a look at that. For the purpose of this video, we know that the environment variable has been created, and in our variables we have defined the resource group name and the location, and we are going to create a resource group, which is again a very simple kind of operation or the resource we are creating using Terraform. So let's go and do a Terraform init in the location or the folder where we have these configuration files. Now we need to initialize the backend because we have configured the backend to use the remote storage account as the place where we are going to store the Terraform state. Once the initialization is done, the next step for us is to run the Terraform plan command and then apply the plan. So the plan will show us that it will create one resource, and let's go and confirm that we want to create this resource using the Terraform apply command, and I'm going to use the auto approve feature here. With the auto approval, we don't get that confirmation whether we want to create the resource or not. And again, since we didn't store the plan output, it does the plan for us again, and then it goes ahead and applies that particular plan. So while this resource is getting created, let's head over to our storage account, and this is where we had stopped in the earlier video. We were seeing this container and the container was empty. So this container was created as part of the earlier video. Now if I refresh the contents of the container, we see that terraform.tf state07 file has been created. This is created at 5:49 p.m. and currently it's 5:50 for me. So just about a minute ago, this file has been created. We can go and look at the details of this. When I click, it's basically a JSON file which stores the details of the resource which Terraform is managing for us. And here we can see two things which are related to or which are of interest for us. There is the lease status and lease state. Right now we can see that it is unlocked and it is available. Now to test this or to verify that this works, let's go and make a small change. In our variables, we have this TF resource group as the name of our value, or in the Terraform TF vars, we have given the resource group name as TF resource group 07. So let's quickly go and check that the resource group is also created. So in the resource groups, if I refresh here, we see the TF resource group 07 here, which has been created when we ran that Terraform apply command. Now let's go and make a slight change here, which will force the Terraform to apply the changes again. And I'm going to rename the name of that particular resource group. And let me just go back to where we were seeing the state information. In the blob containers, we have the TF container 06 and the state. So right now, look that it is still unlocked and available. I'm going to close this here and I'm going to apply this command again, Terraform apply auto approve. Here we can see that we get this notification or output saying this will be replaced. And let's go and refresh the state here. And we can see that while that replacement is happening, the lease status is locked and the state is leased. So that way we know that this particular file is being used by Terraform internally to manage the state. And once the resource group is recreated because of this force replacement, if we go back and hit the refresh again here and we check the status again, we will see that it is unlocked because Terraform has finished making those changes. So with that, we are able to see that we are able to store the state of Terraform managed resources remotely in the Azure blob storage or Azure container. And to show the difference between the earlier and the current implementation, we can see under the 05 import existing resources, there was this terraform.tf state file created when I ran the terraform import command, and same way when I was creating the other resources, when the state was stored locally, I had this terraform.tf state file created locally on my machine, and now that I am using a remote backend, that file no longer exists in my folder directory here, or the directory structure. It is created remotely in the Azure storage. That wraps up the video for us. I hope you found it useful. If you like the contents of this video, please hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching this. Do let me know in the comments what other things you would like to see on this channel. Until then, code with passion and strive for excellence. Thanks for watching.